Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. We've got ourselves the ESL Leisure 218 Grand Finals. Shopify Rebellion's BYUN in the top right side of the map. And in the top left, we've got Vitality Gaming Solar. Onside Gaming as a whole was, of course, bought up, invested in by Vitality. And I realized I think we were on slightly the lower game speed there, so let's fix that one up. Of course, I'm not casting this live, casting this off replays. I've heard this was a fun finals, and I can't disagree ever. Turns out they are talking about the OSC Cup, I would imagine. BYUN and Solar, good friends. They dog sit for each other. And this is a Proxy Reaper opening on Equilibrium. Solar's map pick. And he's going to go for a second barracks at home. Oh, what? What is this? Oh, no, he's expecting a drone to pull to kill it. So he's pulling the second SCV to make sure he builds it. But I feel like Solar pulled these drones kind of slow. Don't think he's going to be able to kill this. BYUN quickly shuffles the SCV on, off. He's trying to get it to go to the other side. It does go to the other side. Gives him a few seconds of extra build time. And he gets it. And he sends the other SCV home, realizing, okay, I got the Reaper started. I don't need that. Orbital goes up behind it. Solar saying, you dirty Terran player. You're a dirty Terran player, aren't you? He's already got those Overlords out there. I obviously can read Hangul, by the way. Solar now is talking about how well endowed he is. He says Zergs will always be packing more meat than Terran. BYUN says it's not about the size, it's about how you use it. Sorry, guys. Oh, what can I say? That's the... I just had to. I had to, you know? 2 seconds into the cast, and I can't help it. But you know, I've got to realistically translate what's actually being said to make sure you understand the personality of these players. If you guys don't mind getting spoiled, you can probably scroll down to the comments. Often one of our lovely viewers who does actually read Hangul is translating for us, but maybe do that at the end of the series since there's usually spoilers down there in the comments. And they might disagree with me, but trust me, I was getting to that. Maybe not the exact wording. I was getting to the heart of what they were saying. That's the standard BYUN and Solar conversation. So far gets a Spore Crawler trick. Sorry, guys. Shouldn't pop that up on screen while the fighting's still happening. It's just for my own curiosity. I always like to bring this up, and we can see only 18 minerals lost from that Spore Crawler trick. Nothing else did go down. Only 2 Reapers to start. I do like this opening as a way to play the map that is not good for your team. Downside is it can be very weak to some like Ling Floods, Bane Busts, and all that sort of stuff. So we are going to see a factory that'll have to build its own reactor at home, 3rd command center as well. Even though the Reapers are very good, because that barracks has to float so far, your reactor is so delayed, as is your double Hellion production. Big thanks to Tiny Sprite there. Thank you, mate. Appreciate the love. And we've got the 3rd hatchery building down south. Okay, so it looks like the most standard, just macro follow-up here for Solar. Solar's like, I'm going to chill, man. 10 Zerglings, probably, you could argue even an overcommitment to defend this, but he just wants to make sure he doesn't lose any drones, right? He's got creep in the main, creep on the natural. He's on 3 queens. He's trying to drone this base up to minerals. And as it gets full on minerals is usually when Zerg goes into non-stop queen production with a standard Zerg versus Terran build. So you see, he fills up the last of his supply. Overlord pops, and we should see double queen queuing in. He's about to hit 150 minerals. There we go. 4th queen or 5th queen starts. And from here, it'll be non-stop queens until he gets up to probably 8 queens. Could be as many as 10, depending on how he wants to play it. Now, BYUN's been playing a lot of mech recently, gang. A lot of mech recently, and he's actually played Solar a bunch of times. We cast a few best of 3s. One of the problems BYUN ran into is that he was sometimes getting ahead in games, and then Solar was just smashing from behind because BYUN is just not as convincing, I would say, at keeping the momentum up in the game. That forward tech lab is kind of funny. It's like he wants the Overlord to come in and see that there's a barracks on a tech lab. But he's actually got 3 factory, lots of Hellions coming in. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, he starts Stim on that left side. The weird barracks placement might tip him off. Let's go to Solar's vision and see what his response is to that. Yeah, Rochoran goes down. He knows exactly what's happening. No surprises here. Solar's like, I know you like mech lately. To be fair, we have seen Solar almost make an epic comeback versus mech where he traded so much more efficiently in like 3 fights in a row and still lost the game because BYUN likes to use the Cyclone Hellion momentum to mass expand. Now, with only 1 Marine that shoots up, you're going to see Solar realize 100% what's happening. Where's your extra barracks? It's almost like you're hiding something, silly Terran player. That's way too obvious. Even without seeing the factories, the fact that the buildings are hidden, there's no starport, no extra barracks in sight. Solar is quite sure that this is indeed a Hellion Cyclone build, and I wouldn't be surprised, there we go, to see him send a few more Zerglings just on that run south, try to run over the depot, try to run in and get some information. BYUN's pretty good at denying the scouting right now, though. Oh, or is he? Oh, there we go. Oh, he's going to go build a gold on location. Wait. Oh, that's only his 3rd command center? No, that's his 4th. He's going to build a 4th on the gold. Guys, there's dirty greed, and then there's whatever he's doing. Solar's just like, hello, mate. Are you actually going for the gold? He's going to, yeah, wow. Wow. BYUN's like, yeah, this map sucks for Terran anyway. I'm just going to be the greediest boy of all time. Let's do it, man. CV taking some damage. Cyclones will clean that up. Solar's like, are you serious, bro? Bro. Immediately going to send some more Zerglings to go after that. And that's predictable. So BYUN should be ready for it. I would... Thing is, if he just kills all the queens, roaches are popping. Roach speed's not there yet. Yeah, this is a good move by BYUN. BYUN's like, I know how you think. These guys know each other so well. For those who don't know, BYUN and Solar have played hundreds of competitive series against each other, and they are almost permanently locked at 50-50. Like, I don't think in the last few years I've seen either player get to 53%. Occasionally I see one get to like 51.8% win rate versus the other, and then the other player, you know, wins 3 series in a row and they're back to locked in at 50-50. It's always so close, but those queens getting caught out before roach speed is done. Oh my gosh, 3 queens go down. That's a big amount. Already only 1 Reaper dying. Good damage. Dodges the biles as well, actually, by pushing forward aggressively. He's got to be careful of the Ling flank. It's coming in from the south. You know that Ling flank is going to come in. They always do this. Oh, wait, it's a roach flank. Oh, it's a very slow roach flank. Roach speed not quite done. He's got to get out of there. BYUN needs to just run. Run. Roach speed's almost done, but it's not there just yet. Pretty good trading, but a lot of the roaches are still alive. It's not amazing trading yet for BYUN. That being said, BYUN's taking the rich gas. He's got tanks, 4th and 5th factory on the way. His armory making +1 vehicle weapons as well. Good lock-ons there. Oh, yeah, if you just shoot and move like that, like, yeah, you lose a cyclone, but so many roaches go down. 5 cyclones for 11 roaches, 16 zerglings, and 4 queens. But Solar maxing on roaches right now, and he's just going to try and kill BYUN. And this is not a bad way to do it. Often, Terran is building 5 command centers, double armory, all this sort of fancy stuff at this stage. Is he going to go planetary? Oh, he is. Planetary on the gold. And this is just going to be such a crazy roach count. His tanks are essential, but they're in the open. Oh, no. BYUN, you need more tanks and you need them at home, mate. Has he only got 1 tech lab building? He's only got 1 tech lab building. Second, yeah, extra factories are now going. He sees the Ravager morph. BYUN needs to be so careful. Get those siege tanks back. Put them on the high ground. He's got a tank there. Not a bad tank positioning, but will it be good enough? Cyclones to intercept those roaches, but in the south, that's where he could get flanked. Picks off a few more roaches. Already 4 or 5 roaches go down. Ravager almost goes down as well. Good micro with the Cyclones to get as many shots as he can. Right now, there's 2 tanks out. 1 more tank is behind this in the natural. It's not sieged up just yet. That tank gets a good shot off, and Solar, he's got max of Roach Zergling. He's down 22 workers. He has to make something happen right now. Solar, oh my god. Oh god. I think he's like, wow, max BS. Infestation Pit and extra drones on the way right now. 2-1 upgrades are starting for BYUN. Only +1 is there for Solar. Now that barrack's taking damage. I'd send that home if I was him. Yeah, he's going to quickly start 3 factories because he realizes 1 more bile wave will kill the barracks. If you lose your barracks, you can't make a factory. So he's going to get up to 8 very quickly. Random bile does go down. 5th base on the way. Solar's so far behind. Solar is very good at killing mech when he knows it's coming, but he does it with all-ins. Like, he always kills Gumiho right when he's at his greediest with an all-in. And against BYUN, BYUN's so aggressive. It feels like even with his mech, he just kind of puts Solar on the defensive. And Solar misses that timing. Solar is going Hive, Baneling Nest on 66 workers. If he wins this game, I will be absolutely stunned. Then again, BYUN has been ahead every single mech game I've seen versus Solar, and he almost always takes a terrible fight when they're both maxed. That's not because he's necessarily bad. It's just Solar's way more experienced in this scenario. Massive Cyclone base trade is going to be the play. That's a bit of a wild play, man. That's a bit of a wild... Oh my god, just go for the Overlords maybe? Or is he going for the drones? He's going for the drones, the Queens. Oh me, oh my, these drones are in trouble. A lot of the Overlords are getting locked on. Not that many drones, funnily enough. The Cyclones damage a lot of Overlords, but don't really kill anything. They don't really drop him below supply. Cyclones clean up down here, but this does buy him a lot of time. Oh, killing the Hive would be huge. But he's just going to go for the drones. Maybe go for the Spire would be a good play. Yeah, he's going to kill the Spire there. We'll lose these Cyclones. But you know what? 18 drones damages the army. And remember, he's been up 20 workers this whole time, so he can afford to trade badly. He's still way ahead on the efficiency. That buys time for 2-1 to finish. His 8 factories are up. He's got 3 barracks. Oh my god, I never thought BYUN would do this. BYUN's making the Ghost transition. Ghost mech is one of the best late game compositions, but BYUN normally just runs tanks and Cyclones in, and he almost always loses to the Broodlord transition. But remember, he just sniped the Spire. So he massively delayed the Broodlords. He's also adding Ghosts, which count as the Spellcasters, like Infestors and Vipers, as well as everything else. Yes, there's an Infestor here, but look at this, man. He's got a squad of Cyclones, but only 15. 15's, I think, the right count. Any more than 15 starts to get a little silly. That being said, he's still building them 7 at a time. Guess he wants those mobile boys. Solar better move that Infestor out of the way. As the turrets come forward, they will cause issues. 1-1. Oh, he's gone double engineering bay for his Ghosts as well. What? I haven't seen that before. Cyclones running forward. A couple Cyclones do go down. But as the tanks march forward, that's going to create a no-go zone. I think the Infestor pulled back. Indeed, it did on that right side. The tank layer goes back for the whole thing. These tanks are sieged in a bit of a choke point. That front tank's blocking. Front tank's blocking, mate. Mate! BYUN's blocking his own path right now. BYUN! Oh my gosh, he's got to move that tank out of that choke point. Big counterattack in the north. Roaches coming in. Solar trying to slow this down as much as he can. His new Greatest Spire is on the way. In the past, BYUN has not had an answer to Greatest Spire, but this time around, it feels like BYUN is all over him, man. Roaches in the north coming in. There's a planetary supporting the third base. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Tanks are shoving now. BYUN wants to get it moving. BYUN wants to get a move on. Abducting Cyclones is okay for Solar normally in a game where he can afford to buy time. Not today. Not in this game. Tanks and planetary blast those Roaches. He's going to repair the gas. Cyclones down south are getting jumped on. Great engagement there. Without any Cyclones or Hellions in here, Zerglings can actually do very well. If Solar had a lot of production and money, he'd be good, but he's got 2,400 minerals and no lava whatsoever. He has not been injecting. He's just rebuilt some queens. They're going to start injecting now. But man, it's a bit late for that, isn't it? Thors are building. He's got tanks layered across the map. These siege tanks are going to start to march forward. I'd like to see them spread out a lot and get those Cyclones in front. Biles in the middle there could be omega juicy. Got to be careful. Lingbane coming forward. This tank's going to march on up. 6th base for Solar gets abandoned. He does run his drones away nicely. 7 Broodlords are morphing with Thors already building, and you've got 3-2 on the way for the Thors, plus 2 armor for the Ghosts. Now, to be fair, the Ghosts haven't started building yet. He's got 4 barracks and upgrades, making building armor. Still no Ghost Academy as he builds 3 more barracks. What is BYUN doing? Why is he's going mass barracks starport, but he's forgot his Ghost Academy. Okay, that's an odd one. He does scan the Broodlords, though. He's ready for it. He's got to be careful. 7 Broodlords. He's only got 2 Thors on the front line, so it would make sense for BYUN to fall back now. If he keeps pushing with siege tanks, 2 Thors won't take it. Oh, he's got 4 now. 5 Thors. 5th Thor's rallying. He's got so many command centers. I don't know if it matters. 7, 8 orbitals just finished. 4 planetaries. Solar has to win with this army. He has to do massive damage with this army. Here we go. Big fight. Ooh, nice blinding clouds on the Thors. The Broodlord's going to come forward. Nice blinding clouds on the tanks and the Thors. The Roach Ravager will clean those Thors up. Oh my god, lovely fight for Solar. Very good fight for him. But Cyclones run in the south. They kill a hatchery and 13 drones. Even as BYUN loses an army, remember, he has an immense amount of money in this game. But a lot of his valuable units did just get thrown away. And remember, BYUN has a habit of doing this. Once the Broodlords come out, it's like they hard counter BYUN. He's got Thors up north. He's got some tanks here. He should be falling back, I would argue. He's still not building Ghosts. He's got a few Vikings. There is nothing that shoots up for Solar right now. Oh, these Thors and tank are going to get wrecked. Super outnumbered. They kill 1 or 2 Ravagers. Oh, he does focus down a few more. Gets a few more Ravagers at least. Dude, this game's way too close. I can't believe every time they play, Solar is completely dead. And then he makes Broodlords, and BYUN takes some of the most awful trades ever. It's wild how much the Broodlords have been countering him, and how good Solar is at using Spellcasters to support his Broodlords. As you can see, though, Vikings kind of counter this. Now, BYUN's got to pull back. It's the ground army that's the issue. Bile Fungal does take out that Viking. This Viking's going to go down as well to Biles. Oh, man. BYUN's micro a little lacking there. The Planetary's going to try to hang on. I think he can afford to lose one base and the workers at it, but if he loses any more than that, it's an issue. Thor's on the high ground cleaning up a couple Zerglings and Roaches. He loses one. There's another base down south. The Vikings are there. Oh man, this is such an awkward spot to be in as BYUN. Solar is still pretty much all in on just 61 drones. He has to find massive damage. Remember, there's mass orbital, so if any of this survives, he's going to get back in this game. The Broodlords are going down. The Vikings actually dodge the Biles this time. Cyclone Thor is pushing forward, and that's going to be a big fight, but the Planetary is killing so much. It's on 28 kills. The Biles being dodged by the Thors. BYUN does hold on. He makes it close. He makes it exciting, but it's not going to be good enough. And the Planetary even blasts two of those Ravagers on the way out. That corpse comes to rest on that ramp. Ghosts are finally on the way. A few Ghosts would have been okay. They would have been quite nice, like for EMP, maybe Snipes. But yeah, I mean, Thor's was the most important part. He has 8 Thors out now, 11 Cyclones, 4 tanks, 6 Ghosts coming in. And of course, those five Vikings overhead. Damn, man. BYUN has 4 planetaries. He's got 10 orbitals. That's what I'm talking about, guys. His income is 5,000 minerals a minute right now. 5,000. Let that sink in. 5,000. This man can build 40 Cyclones for every minute of this income. Jeez. Oh my gosh. I mean, I always talk about how the Iron Bank, when you get to like 6, 7, or like 7 orbitals, you're kind of at the Iron Bank, you know? You kind of have like a really high meal scan count. BYUN is truly at the point where you have unlimited scans, unlimited meals. He's got an 11th orbital finishing. He's going to push forward with this giant army. His units are basically free at this point. Every unit of Solars has to be used perfectly. And even though he gets a few nice Blinding Clouds, that is not enough Ravagers. So much Cyclone Thor. There's even a random SCV repairing. And Solar has to tap out. Dude, BYUN's actually becoming legitimately scary as a mech player. All right. Well, game 1 was a bit of a rough one for Solar. Went for the old Roach Max. Now, I would have liked to see him be a bit sneakier with the Roach Max. I think if Solar had looped his southern Roach squad all the way around, came in from behind the tanks, he maybe could have sandwiched those Cyclones, but it was a bit too front on, a bit too obvious, and he just wasn't playing very devious at all, was he? Now, he's going for 15. Yeah, it is 15 hatch, 15 pool this game, so he's going to be getting out the early Queens, and that opens up some really nice 2-base aggressive plays if he chooses to do that. It is Oceanborn, though, so I would imagine BYUN goes back to Bio here. Even though BYUN has been enjoying mech a lot recently, I think if you play mech every game, it becomes a lot weaker. And if he's playing it, I mean, if he plays it this game, we know BYUN is just like, I only play mech, Cyclone good, me use Cyclone very good, me like Cyclone. And to be fair, because it attacks and locks on so quickly, it does reward guys like Clem and BYUN a lot in terms of how they can micro with it and just shoot so bloody fast. Now, notice he goes 2 workers to the natural before rallying to gas. And we should be seeing an Overlord, yeah, and a drone on the natural. So, looks like a pretty standard setup for the 4 Queen into Lair build. You can take a 3rd as well. You don't have to do 4 Queen into Lair, but this is usually the way you would go into Lair off of this. Optimizing your minerals and going for a double inject as soon as these Queens pop. Let's keep our eyes on if Solar does that or not. It does look like BYUN is staying on 1 gas behind this, so he's going to be playing 3rd Command Center in the follow-up. And just gets a Spore Crawler trick, and that's it. Solar, are you going creep, mate? Are you going creep? If he goes creep, that tells me he's probably not going for the 2-base. Yeah, he's only building a 3rd Queen. He wants to play like a more standard build, just with the delayed 3rd. But actually, no, he snuck the drone out for the 3rd. So why does he go 15-15 in this matchup then? If he's just going to... I guess it's a little safer having the Queen so early. You only need to build 2 Lings. He normally builds 6. Most people would say if you're going to play Ling Speed in a 3rd hatchery, that the other opening is just better, 16 hatchery. So normally 15 hatch, 15 pool gives you a lava advantage, but it comes at an initial mineral disadvantage, which is why we normally say, well, you can't afford to get 3 queens, like get a 3rd queen and Ling Speed and a 3rd hatchery. If you try to do all that like you would with a normal 16 hatchery opening, you're just behind from a 16 hatch. Could be because of the small rush distance of the map, you just wanted to block the Reaper a little easier. I don't think it's a huge difference, but I think it is slightly suboptimal. Now, BYUN is going for a 2nd factory. Looks like he's going to swap that over into the tech lab. I say that with a question mark because, you know, I need to talk to the pros about it, but I know As far as, last I checked, the European guys, they're going to go for something that isn't special. This is just, I'm building queens, ling speed, and droning. They would almost always prefer a 16 hatch, 18 gas, 17 pool opening. Third factory again, no starport. So what's the weakness of this build, guys? You don't have any air harass. Zerg doesn't need spores. I do think if the Zerg can get a giant Lynx around, it's amazing against the first Cyclone Hellion. But it's a bit of a gamble. You kind of need to overcommit to Cyclone Hellion to do that. Or to Zergling, sorry, in order to get that. And if you don't manage to catch them off guard and get that surround, and BYUN kind of just backs off and waits for more units before risking going on creep, then the Lings can fall off quite hard. It's going 8 queens, no lair, no roach warren yet, which tells us, yeah, Solo's going to go for a mass Lings around. And he sees 3 factories, which is great. Now, this is where if BYUN's super mature, he pokes around creep, tries to look scary, but is very cautious about not letting himself get surrounded. Now, I would have expected Solar to start massing Lings by now, but he goes lair, 4 gases, roach horn. What in the heck? Solar's playing so greedy. Confident greed from Solar, man. Very confident greed. I like it. He's getting, it's the right read in this scenario because BYUN isn't diving in aggressively. I personally would just always be way more paranoid in massing units. If I was playing BYUN, I'd be like, this guy's going to try to jam these Cyclones into my base at any moment. I got to be careful, man. I'd like to see him get that creep trim on the right side, but he doesn't want to take all the damage from those queens, and they will pretty much immediately replace that creep. Thought about going in, but as we said, doesn't want to take too much damage. Third command center's landed. So he's up on 4 gases. Hasn't put workers on this gas yet. There we go. BYUN does fix it. Hurricane Thrusters is almost there. Just a few seconds away. 20 seconds. So 5:50 is when Hurricane Thrusters will finish. Roaches are building roach speed. There's only 14 Lings. The queens are kind of on their own right now. Has Solar left himself too open? I think disengaging is the right call for him. He can buy time with Transfuse, but that's all he can buy. He's not going to be able to kill any of these units. The Cyclone Hellion's going to move south. Very cautious maneuvers by BYUN. And rightfully so. 3 Cyclones and SCVs should easily defend these if he can get the SCVs and the Cyclones to fight together. And yeah, he'll be fine. I love that he pulls extra SCVs to be safe there. Very nicely done. Now he's engaging the queens. Roach speed's a while away, as is Burrow. I really feel like Solar's build is not really designed to deal with this. Remember I said you need to overcommit to massling or get a quick roach speed to deal with it. And he's done neither of those. He's tried to drone up to 66 drones, take a 4th base. But I think Solar, even though he's got the economic lead, oh, you know what? He's starting to kill the Cyclones. If he can kill a few more, that'll be good. A lot of these Zerg units are damaged. They're not dead. The Lings are keeping BYUN distracted. They are doing an amazing job of keeping him distracted. That's actually bought him so much time, and he's going to get Infestors and Burrow out. Okay, Solar, you know what? He's still got 66 drones. Yes, he's traded cost inefficiently. But he's got double Evo on the way, Mass Roach as well. He's going to throw his Evo Chambers at the front, just because he has extra workers rallying to the front already. Baneley Nest's going to go down, but he changes that to the natural. Doesn't want that to get sniped, I guess, unlike the Evo Chambers. He's going to look for the big fungal. Here we go! Oh, big fungal! And a second huge fungal. Oh, this is a beautiful engage. Roach speed and Infestors take BYUN to town. And it's a town that we know about very well. BYUN, of course, not a big fan of hanging out there. It has a big sign out front that just a big D. They go, welcome to D-Town. No one knows what the D stands for, but there are a lot of assumptions have been made over the years. BYUN does lose a lot of units. It's almost even. And, you know, this is just pro gamers, isn't it, guys? It looks like Solar's being so far beyond greedy, taking massive risks, but he buys enough time with the Lings. And then he's on the edge of, like, getting overwhelmed, and then he just barely hangs on. His tech kicks in. He crushes the incoming army, and then he goes from there. He's only going to get a couple roaches. Good play by Solar to be as annoying as possible. It's like, yeah, you can kill a roach if you want to use a scan, but losing a roach for a scan, well worth that. Hive and Spires on the way. Now, I've now cast about 6 or 7 BYUN vs Solar mech games, and we are 100% in a situation where the Broodlords have absolutely wrecked BYUN, and he's looked like he really doesn't... The only way he wins is he trades very inefficiently. Eventually, the Broodlords are gone. Solar has no economy, and then he wins, like that last game. Or he just dies. And look at the situation. Solar's ahead in economy. 8 gases coming up. He's got melee and range upgrades coming in, so he's not going to be behind in the upgrades, at least not by much. The poor crab running away from that roach, very scary. I don't know what you're going to be able to do here as BYUN. He's just getting up to 8 factories. He's building some turrets right now. He's cleaning up a few roaches. That's always nice, but he has to use the scan yet again. And he's trapped. Is he? Is he? Oh, he's kind of trapped here. He needs to bring the rest of that army over. He needs to bring the rest of this army over to support from the left. Oh, he's a bit too slow on it. If he flanked those units, maybe this would have been okay, but... Ooh, great catch for Solar. Trapping the Cyclones against the wall. Bile's even landing on them. That's a delicious trade. Now, the Cyclones do come in from behind along with some tanks trying to punish. But Solar's already beating him with Roach Ravagerling Bane. That Great Aspire is halfway done. If we see Corruptors queue up in a moment... Oh, man, this is... the bell is already... what do they say? Ringing? The bell is ringing. The bell is toning across the landscape. And I feel like right now Solar is just equipping his big old guy with a pyramid head and a giant two-handed sword, and he's about to go and chop some heads off. Tolls. The bell tolls, doesn't it? Wait, why does a bell toll? Wait a second. I mean, I know it tolls, but also why? Anyways, BYUN's the one who's going to have to pay the toll to the Zerg troll right now. Paying the toll to the troll. Maybe that's where toll comes from, because trolls ask for a toll when you want to cross the bridge. I don't know. Big army coming forwards for BYUN, but it's at a worst possible timing. Great Aspire is done. Corruptors are popping. So he's basically going to move forward with his tanks and present an army for Solar to eat. Is there a double armory up? Where? Yes, there is, but he's only got +1. Doesn't even have... Yeah, I think BYUN's basically saying I need to hit before Broodlords because I know I suck against Broods. But we can see, of course, he can't, that he's way too late. He starts an extra command center, 2-1 upgrade startup, trying to clear the creep. He knows he can't push on creep or he'll get wrecked. Those Broodlords are just down to the right, off camera. No high ground vision here. Oof. Ling's breaking the rocks. First round of Broodlords finishing morphing. That's going to be a total of 7 Broods. Last 3 still morphing. 4 of them are done. And there's so many Lings out there breaking these rocks. Hellion Cyclone's going to clear it up. Barracks provides high ground vision. Solar pays attention, pulls them back. On the left side, Roach Ravager Baneling coming into the tank line. Tank line pushes them back pretty hard. Nice punishing hits from those siege tanks. But the Broodlords are about to enter BYUN's vision, and he's about to have a very sad time. Runs forward, gets a lock on one of the Broodlords. The Broodlords causing so much friendly fire. The Cyclones are actually going to kill 2 Broods. Well, that's not what I was expecting to have happen. 2 more Broodlords getting very dangerously low as well. The Queens on the north not transfusing. Now they transfuse. Oh, man. BYUN taking a surprisingly good fight, but there's still a lot of Ling Roach Ravager in reserve. Tanks are in trouble. There's nothing left that shoots up right now. The Lingbane Ravager is holding back. As long as he's not in danger of losing this base, he feels completely confident. Oh, this is huge. And now the rout starts, finally. When there's no Cyclones left, that's when the army just starts to crumble, because unsiege tanks just aren't that good. The tanks try to siege to hold off the ground army. The ground army runs around and goes to the third in the natural, while the Broodlords chase it home. That is insane damage here for Sol. It should be game ending. BYUN tries to struggle home, but look, those Broodlords are still raining death down on those tanks. First round of Thors does come out. Third base has been cleansed. Many supply depots caught in the open. Tanks down here on the low ground do clean up a few Ravagers. The Roaches and Lings, though, take care of those. 4 Thors coming forward. Lings could deal with it. Already losing a lot of potential supply with the depots. +1 melee Adrenal Gland Zerglings. About to be +2 melee. Get the surround on the Thors. That's going to be that one. Solar ties up the series. GG, well played. All right, guys, going into game 3. Solar's in the top, BYUN's in the bottom. They had a bit of banter there. If anyone wants to translate that, I'll let that on screen so you can pause there and see. According to Twitch chat, crappy Korean translation is Solar said something like, I won't be underestimating BYUN's mech in future. And BYUN said, LOL, thank you. Solar said, what are you going to do on the new patch, though? BYUN said, I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. Cyclone changing definitely does hurt that style of mech a little bit in terms of the lock-on ability. BYUN's ability to micro the way he does, but they are a little tankier in the current proposed version. And they were going to scale better with upgrades, but they removed the upgrade scaling. So that they are, you know, whereas with the upgrade scaling, you could have argued the Cyclone changes made it better. But I think now it's a little worse. Reaper's going to come in. Thank you, McGriffy, with the Prime Gaming sub. What's up, dude? guy in chat who just complimented me on my looks in between games and is now shouting, I just appreciate hot guys, I'm not gay. It's okay, guys. The only people who are obsessed with shouting no homo or gay are people who aren't fully comfortable with where they are. And it's okay, man. You don't need to be gay or straight. You don't need to define yourself if you don't want to. Doesn't matter. Remember, all that matters when it comes to your own preferences is what you want to exist and live as a person. Don't let other people define who you are for. You don't give a crap about other people. Don't let Zerglings get on top of you either. You see, that Reaper cared too much. To be fair, it was the other two staying back. If they jumped up as a group, he probably could have got out. But now he's going to be a bit of fertilizer for those plants. Good trap. Very good trap by Solar. Now, Solar's built a lot of Zerglings very early against just a 2-racked Reaper. This feels overly safe, guys. Am I wrong in saying this, that Solar's over-defended by going for 14 Zerglings off 23 drones and 3 queens? I mean, he gets a 3rd hatchery up at a decent time, and he's already back in the lead in workers, but it does feel like Solar's playing... He plays this almost too safe, in my opinion. I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts. There's an argument behind, hey, if you don't do this, those Reapers get in, they kill 2 or 3 drones, they delay your creep, whereas this way it's like, yeah, you're a little slower to drone, but you take no damage. And you don't let him disrupt you. Oh, fake stim. Fake stim! Fake stim, he's making concussive. That's a cheaper upgrade, only 50 minerals, 50 gas. And he's going to cancel that and then probably restart it to keep pretending, because it's a shorter upgrade, what he's doing. He's actually going for 3 factories again. Oh, man, I wonder if Solar's calling it. I wonder if Solar's calling it. I've just found out about something from the internet as well, guys. So apparently something called mewing is a workout that's supposed to make your jawline better, but it's pseudoscience. Wait, people are trying to work out their jawline? Do people not know that if you just like do normal exercise and like work out, your like face gets more defined and you look better? That's like a thing that happens. Yeah, I guess... you're not going to get like the classic American butt chin and like the most cut jaw. Like, you're not going to change your friggin' jawline massively, but you're still going to look a lot better. I love that there's people out here just like, they're like, no, man, I got to put on one of those like electric things you wrap around your stomach and it's meant to burn the fat. And you're like, you know, you could just go for a walk, right? It's going to be a lot more effective. I love these workout things. Guys, he finished concussive shells. He finished concussive shells. What in the hell is this? BYUN. These guys are chatting so much. BYUN's being a chatty Cathy, as is Solar. And he's not even... Man, this is the finals of ESL Asia, for those who don't know. This is the finals. There's many hundreds of dollars on the line. Then again, I've seen BYUN chat more than this. Him and Maru filled up the whole screen with chat for an entire best of 5 for like thousands of dollars in one of our Pigsty festivals, where I was like, are you guys even trying? And it was just, it actually turned into some kind of crazy scrappy games, but I was like, man, I cannot play StarCraft well while typing. And these guys, it amazes me that they're able to do that. Of course, some mistakes slipped through with the concussive shells. Mass Ling into Roachhorn, 1-1 melee carapace upgrade. Solar goes for the surround. The Cyclones are here for the save, though. Good reaction. BYUN maintaining formation was really nice, but he tries to move out straight away. The Marines are going to move across the map because they're the slower army. And the Cyclones will push the Lings back and then join them in the middle of the map. Who needs Hellions when you've just got Cyclones, Marines, and Reapers, gang? The Reapers are a little exposed. Wait, did he build a 4th Reaper? Yeah, he's lost 2 now, so I guess he built 4 Reapers. Holding this high ground, that's going to be an easy hold for Solar, I think. He pulls back from the high ground ledge. But BYUN's like, okay. Lings are going to be annoying. BYUN doesn't have a great economy, man. BYUN does not have a 4th command center. Solar's on 66 drones. Solar's Roach speed has only just started, but he's building a lot of Ling Roach. And look at his Ling movement. He's bleeding out a couple Zerglings, but he's keeping BYUN from pushing him, and that's all that matters. If he can just buy time with this could be massive. Oh my gosh. Okay, Ling's on the south side. They're going to come in. Cyclone's going to go after it. Oh me, oh my. Infestation bit's almost finished. Melee carapace are about 3/4 of the way. Oh, sorry, completely done. Roach speed coming up on 3/4. Baneling speed starts up. BYUN has not found the damage this time. I think he should be working that left angle. The high ground on this map makes it really hard. He's got to drop more scans. At least he clears some creep with the scans, which is good. Cyclone goes down. But the roaches do pull back. A lot of transfuses. Only Zerglings really dying. No roaches just yet. We'll trap these Zerglings finally in the south side. The Urubu flapping its wings saying, yum, yum. Free Zergling dinner. I don't know about you guys. I don't know the lore of the Urubu, but in my mind, it's basically just a vulture. And the reason they hang around these battle zones is because they know there's going to be some good dinner after a few of these fights. Double Armory starts up, as well as the 4th and 5th factory. So, looks like 4 base, 8 factory into mass command center. Same as what he did in game 1, but he doesn't have the momentum of game 1. And Solar's not just doing a massive roach all-in. He's like, well, that's fine. I'm going to get Fungal Infestors, Ravagerling Bane, and then I'm going to go for, let me guess, Greatest Spire's going to go down, right? Hive. Where's the Spire? If you want to go Broodlords, you need to start the Spire at the same time. Maybe he tried to, but didn't have the money. I would expect that Spire very soon. Broodlords have done exceptionally well every single time Solar's used them. So deciding to not use them at this game would be, how do I describe that? Nonsensical? It wouldn't make a lot of sense to me. Scan sees the Hive. I mean, he's making a much better Ling Bane addition to the Ravager army. Finally, the Spire does go down. It's about 30 seconds delayed. It's not too late. Still going to hit at a much faster timing than in some of the games. Barracks on the right side for Vision. 5th Command Center building. 1-1 upgrades have started. Don't forget, by the way, Carapace actually helps a lot against Cyclones, because the Cyclones actually benefit from their lock-on does their regular attack damage now. So Carapace actually works a lot against those guys. Nice lock-ons onto these roaches, but man, Fungal Boy. Fungal Boy. Fungal Boys. Oh, he's got 2. Easy. He can just jump on this. There's no reason to dilly-dally. Oh my gosh. Massive Ling Surround. That is a huge move. And Solar. Oh, some fighting words. Ooh. I don't know what he said there, but I think that's a crying face for BYUN. I believe those are tears dripping out of his eyes is what that one's meant to resemble. Scanning, he sees the Spire is about to finish, so BYUN knows it's not too long until those Thors come. He's not maxed right now, and his 3rd base is wide open. He's only got 1 tank there. The rest of the army's almost here, but it's not there just yet. Tanks are sieging. He's got to run the SCVs. If you run the SCVs at the start, this isn't too bad, but he didn't run the SCVs until late. Luckily, the Banelings don't get on top. Good hold by BYUN. Only loses 6 workers, a few depots, 1 siege tank. That could have been much worse. Oh, small mistake for BYUN. He forgot to clear the Overlord. Look at this vision. That gives so much information on when the army's moving back and forwards. Oh, because he doesn't have a starport and he forgot to float a barracks over there. That's huge. Oh, double bile. Look at that. Double biles landing in the middle of those tanks. Oh, wow. Is Solar just going to break in with Roach Ravager Ling Bane? He is. Ling's rallying up the center ramp. Hellbat's only now coming in to help deal with those Zerglings. He needed those a little bit earlier and he just needed more tanks. 3rd base is getting cleared. The Hellbat's getting some good shots off on the Zerglings, but the Roach Ravager's cleaning it all up. And BYUN is going to have to tap out. All right, guys, down here in the bottom left, BYUN. I don't think he's going to play mech this game. I think it's back to Bio. In the top right, Solar, not falling for his tricks, going for the Roach Warren no matter what. This is the problem with playing mech all the time, is the Zergs get very well prepared for it. And we're seeing Solar not just all in it. And that's what I'm really impressed by. Because Solar, like I said, traditionally just kills mech players when they're being greedy, but because BYUN's so aggressive with his 3-factory Cyclone, catching it is the best way to play it. The Burrowed Infestors have been going super duper well. Drone's going to move out to a quick 3rd. This looks like a pretty standard hatch gas pool, guys. Overlord goes down, 6 Lings. 2 Queens, and that first Reaper's about to arrive. Of course, BYUN himself not taking a 2nd gas, which means it's going to be a 3 command center opening, as he's been doing. The question, of course, is what happens after that 3rd command center goes down in a moment. Reaper not getting any pickoffs. Great micro for Solar. Spore Trick goes down at the perfect time. Notice how he positioned the drone in the middle of where he wanted to place the Spore, so there was no delay. Oh, BYUN forgot to build his 3rd command center for a good 10 seconds, guys. That's a bit late. Marines going after the Overlord. Reaper did get hit by the Queen. Don't lose that. BYUN, don't lose that. Okay. I was worried that he'd be distracted for a second there. He won't be able to kill this Overlord, not with one Marine. Just doesn't do enough damage. Factory has swapped over, and a starport's on the way. We've got a standard bio build. Oh me, oh my. Overlord hides on the pillar. The Marine is like, oh, where'd he go? High ground. Link speed's almost done. Only one worker on gas. Probably going to be a Baneling. Actually, did he leave one worker on gas in the previous games? I'm not sure. Because normally when I see a worker on gas, I assume it's going to be lair into Baneling Nest. Because they just want to get the 100 gas for the lair at like 420. But no. Roach Warren goes down. That's a very early Roach Warren. For a player who's finished Link speed, that is very early. Only 4 queens. 5 drones. Are we going to see If we see like 3 Overlords build right now, then Solo's going for a Ravager Ling attack. Hellions come out to defend. Ling on the left trying to scout. BYUN's going to try and intercept. And he's going to get it. Nice movement. Yeah, now he's building 8 Zerglings into an Overlord. This does still look like a macro build, but I don't know. It's a pretty fast second gas. 3 Overlords queue up after that. I guess the Lings are just to try and distract. It's a pretty, yeah, 4th Overlord. He's definitely going for a Ravager Ling attack. Banshees are being built, though. Banshees wreck this. Assuming they're in the right position, the Banshees will shut this down. But if you can either, distract the Hellions or not get scouted, or both the Banshees are up here on the right side of the map as you push in, that can be big. And normally, you build your Roaches and you sneak them out the left. If you can sneak them down this left side of the map so they don't get spotted, that's very effective. We've seen many Terrans get caught off guard by this. Yeah, he's doing it. You can see those Roaches beelining towards this left side. 16 more Lings on the way. So it's going to be 8 Ravagers, or 8 Roaches, some which morph into Ravagers, and just mass Ling behind it. A lot of Lings have died so far. 4. That's not a lot. 4 Lings have died so far, not that many. Banshees are at home. Oh man, you just need something to spot the left side of this map. But Solo's done such a good job with his Zergling activity rate that he's just kept BYUN busy. At this point, though, you've got to question what's going on. BYUN has not confirmed the 3rd mineral count. He hasn't confirmed the queen count. Oh, man. And where's his Banshees? Okay, his Banshees are at home. Second one's about to pop out, but no wall off. No wall off. He needs to pull to the high ground. As long as he pulls up to the high ground... Oh, he's only got 2 Hellions. He's got to get up there. He's got to get up there. He walled off his Hellions. Why? Oh, no. Oh, no. Why did he wall off his Hellions on the outside? Uh-oh. He took way too long. He needed to pull the boys. If he pulled the boys to the high ground, he was fine. He could have held position, if not got behind the depot. Losing the Hellions means he's got no answer to the Zerglings, though. And he's already swapped his factory off the reactor. It's on a new reactor, but it's got nothing out. Banshees can deal with the Roaches. Hellions could deal with the Zerglings. Solar is dropping the BM in the chat. BYUN with a ... saying, wow, nice desperate all-in D-bag. And tries to go bio and gets killed in the process. Solar with some brutality here, man. That's mass. I mean, that's game. BYUN's given up. BYUN's given up. You do not type in this scenario if you're still trying in this game. Solar giving him a bit of a wink there. And yeah, BYUN needed to get the SCVs up to that high ground as quickly as possible. I think he just thought, oh, the Lings are a bit further behind, or maybe it's just a small Roach pressure. But he'd already seen Ling speed. Remember, those speedlings kept trying to get past a scout. BYUN not paying attention, gets caught with his pants down. And the friends once again going back and forth. But BYUN's mech struggling. Tries to go back to bio, and Solar just knocks him out before he gets there, while trying to go Spire behind it. A very cute strategy. GG, well played. Solar takes the 3-1 and the finals.